0 viewers. 50. Shit. I spend more on my dick than you spend on rent. God damn. Just imagine how much I spend on rent. Damn, dog. Oh yeah, I gotta set up the green screen. Hold on a sec. Boom! Invisible. Fucking Lamb of God shirt on. Never really been a fan of Lamb of God. Their music's too slow for me, but it's not heavy enough, but yeah, I mean, they're still metal, right? I was listening to fucking death metal on my fucking Bluetooth speaker in the fucking bus stop. And some lady's like, she walks up to me, she's like, do you know what 666 upside down is? I'm like, 999? And then she started freaking out at me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck? Apparently it's some fucking artist or something like that. I don't know, dude. Just started fucking freaking out at me because I didn't know what fucking 666 upside down was. No, I don't listen to your. I don't watch your little fucking shitty ass fucking theater artist, dude. I'm an underground artist, dude. Like shit. Don't support no motherfuckers who haven't fucking work a day in their life and everything fucking handed them in life. Motherfuckers who can make one song and fucking 50 people are promoting it for them. Fuck that shit, dude. I'm self-made. I'm a real nigga, dude. Guy the realest nigga on the internet, dude. Like shit, dog. I don't even open chat, dude. Nobody even types in chat, dude. What's the fucking point of even opening chat? Like, fuck. I need to stop caring about chat, dude. Fuck chat, dude. I want to see Donald Trump's about to speak too. I was watching it on the fucking phone. Donald Trump's about to speak if he's not speaking right now. Yeah, right here. This is a massive effect on Canada. Like Trump can say a certain thing and they're going to shut out all Canada news, all the stabbings, shootings, rapings.
You have to have the discipline to execute it every day.
They're going to shut out all that. Just push anything Trump says.
Because we make hundreds of decisions every day that come down to two.
This page is slowing down Firefox. What? It's only the only page open. How's it slowing it down? It's these fucking dumb chat box. This chat box uses way more resources than it fucking needs to. I paused it. It was just paused. Yeah, I forgot. I need to buy a new mouse. My mouse isn't fucking working. Like, a lot of my clicks aren't even registering. It's really fucking weird. But then again, I've had this mouse for like a couple years, so it kind of makes sense, right? Yeah. Let's see what this is fucking...
Compassion for other people. The second thing is, be responsible for your own self-determination.
Fuck, this guy's a lot of makeup on. Holy shit.
Don't look at somebody else. Don't blame somebody else. You be responsible for your own self-determination and have accountability for what your job is and what you need to do. And the last thing is, it's not about beating the other guy. It's not about being better than somebody else. It's about being number one. It's about you being the best that you can be. You know, we won 26 games when I played Pop Warner football in a row. Then we won 30-some in high school in a row. And it was never good enough. And I could never understand that.
Wait, this guy played football?
My dad said it's not about beating the other guy. It's about you being the best that you can be.
He's a quarterback. That's about it.
And I'm going to leave you with this.
Because anybody can be a quarterback. All he needs good receivers.
The first speech that I gave in 17 straight years here was I used to get the players to understand how important it was for them to be their best. As I paraphrased Martin Luther King's old street sweeper sermon. And he started out saying, there's only one guy in the green stamp store at Montgomery, Alabama that I'll let...
Dude, imagine graduating from school and President Trump's there to fucking congratulate you, dude. Like, Alabama's fucking, like, really American, like, really patriotic. Like, it's like, if you fuck your cousin in Alabama, you better be wearing an American flag t-shirt or have an American flag in the fucking room. Like, that's how patriotic Alabama is. Like, you can fuck your cousin, sure, but just have an American flag in that room, too. Right? Like, they're just really patriotic people. They're like, Alabama and Texas, that kind of remind me, like, they're the same people. Like, they're, like, diehard patriots.
shining shoes and the smile he gets on his face when you told him he did a good job. Then he goes on to say, if you're going to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper in the world.
Bomboklat, ja pussy man ting, Ari. Ja fucking waste you ting man. Bombo.
Let him put a sign up that says the best street sweeper in the world lives right here. And if you do that, you accomplish the best there is in life. Knowing you did your best to be the best you be, no matter what you choose to do.
Bomboklat, ja pussy man ting.
And myself, Miss Terry and myself, we want to congratulate the 2025 graduating class of the University of Alabama and wish you the very best in the future.
Oh yeah, I want to try to find Brandon Buckingham contact. I need to find his contact number and see if he's still in town. Ah, fuck, I don't use Instagram. Yeah, it's probably gone now. This video was up. This video was made like fucking months ago. Fuck it.
And before I introduce President Trump, I have to tell you a story.
Oh shit, Trump's finally arrived,
You all
dude.
know that we went.
They actually waited for him to fly from fucking
Great experience for our
what was it, like
players and each
Michigan
other
to fucking
here. We won in
Alabama?
2017. President Trump was there in 2018. Very gracious host, and he's the first president that invited us to come in the Oval Office.
Yeah, he's the first president who's
So
been
I
busting
think
his
the
ass,
three
dude.
captains in the Oval Office.
He's done more than fucking Obama and Hillary Clinton and
He's got
fucking
this very
Biden together have done.
good-looking,
He's done more than 100 days than they've done in their
on
fucking,
his desk that
what,
has
like
a
12
red
years collectively?
button on top. And one of the players said,
I know Hillary Clinton
"That
was
what
the
you launch
president."
missiles with?" And he said, "Well, push it and find out." Player said,
Wait, who was the president
that's
before
not good."
Obama? Was George W. Bush, really? I thought. Okay, I thought he died a while ago, but okay, yeah. Donald Trump, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton. Like, dude, that's a stacked lineup there. Except for Barack Obama, like, that's a stacked fucking lineup there. I mean, Barack Obama didn't do anything at fucking all. Like, I can't even recall one thing he did. I was so supportive of him. I mean, Obamacare, that's it.
Go ahead, push it, see what happens, find out.
Oh, he
So
caught
Sean
Osama, that's
finally
it.
got the
Yeah, he
guts
done
up,
that
went
too.
over, pushed the red button. Some lady came in with a Coke on a tray. So I really want to express my appreciation to President Trump for choosing the University of Alabama for his commencement address.
Yeah.
And making time to speak to our graduates. Now it is my distinct honor to introduce our next speaker. Please join me in welcoming the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah! The content king of the presidency. Takalusa. What a weird name, Tuscaloosa. There he is, man, the content president. The president of fucking content, dude. USA, 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 USA. You'll never hear Canada, Canada. You'll never hear one of those chants.
Thank you, Coach. Wow, what a nice looking group this is.
He says that about every group.
Beautiful group of people. And especially a very big hello to the University of Alabama. Congratulations.
Bama, baby.
Class of 2025. Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
What's Roll Tide?
There are things that happen in life that are very important, and you always remember where you were when they happened. As a student at Alabama, you'll always remember where you were when your head coach, Nick Saban, retired. Remember that? Because he's done such a fantastic job. The last time I was here, that's true with Nick. What a great coach. Let's bring him back. No, you have a good
Don't take
coach.
advantage of this, guys. If you guys fuck around with the YouTube channel, I'll ban you guys in a matter of sequence.
He was great. But the last
Don't
time
fuck
I
around
was
because
here,
I'm only taking a
Crimson
pension in the
Tide
kick
beat
chat.
the Georgia Bulldogs 41.
I'll ban you idiots in a matter of seconds.
I was here. I got to watch it. That was some game.
I might as well leave a phone just watching the chat just in
The
case.
first president ever to deliver the keynote commencement address.
Designate
to this
just a
truly
phone just to
great
watching it.
American University. It's a great school. And there's nowhere I'd rather be than right here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Titletown,
Tuscaloosa.
USA. That's what it's become. And I love this place. Maybe it's because I won Alabama by 45 points. Could that be the reason? 45?
Shit, I'm live with a monster in my pants. Damn, nigga, my dick is bigger than France. God damn. My dick is so big it fucks up my stance.
Immediately. It was very quick. It was very, very quick.
Yeah, I made 50K a year for 10 years. That's 500K. It's crazy, dude.
Your commencement ceremonies. I don't know if you know this, but
I think it'd be cheaper just to get like penis reduction surgery. But I don't want like complications to happen, like just in case. Because I know they don't have much experience doing penis. They might have like gaining inches on your penis, but not like taking inches off, right? They probably don't have much experience in that. So it's like, it's risky. I mean, it's going to fix my life in the long run, but it's really risky, the complications and shit, right?
He's here. I just took a picture. I said, you're doing a great job. Along with the very wonderful man, a friend of mine, Senator Tommy Tuberville. Where's Tommy?
Might even sell it, like get them to cut off like 4 or 5 inches.
Tommy's right.
So I'll be like, close to normal size. Actually, no, probably like 10 inches.
Alabama.
And I could sell those 10 inches for probably like 10 grand at least.
He said, well, I just look at him and I say, well, I was responsible for them getting Nick Saban. I said, that's a good reason. And he won, very easily he won. But I'll never forget that. Thanks also to a wonderful person, Representative Lisa McClain, a great person, great, highly respected. Gary Palmer, Robert Adderholt, Dale Strong, Ronnie Jackson, Ralph Norman, along with Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth, Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, Alabama Secretary of State Wes Allen, great people, Alabama Senate President Pro Tem Garland Gudger, Chancellor Sid Trant, and members of the University of Alabama Board of Trustees. But most importantly, and they would agree with this, let's give a big round of applause to your incredible parents, grandparents, and family members.
Fuck, that's hot.
They made this wonderful day possible. Oh, you're great. Without them, it doesn't happen. Without them, you probably...
Fuck, how's that so fucking hot?
Beautiful smile on your faces. This year, the graduating Alabama class of 2025 has over 6,600 graduates. You're the largest class.
Damn, that's a lot, dude.
Among your ranks are among the 800 first-generation college students and nearly 3,000 students from right here in the great state of Alabama.
Alabama, baby.
Amazing.
I fucked my cousin and I graduated all within the same hour. Alabama.
213 merit scholars.
I took my cousin to prom. She was my high school sweetheart. Alabama.
4.0 GPA. That's a lot of students.
Wait, what did he say? Red hat? Red hat means that?
100 students graduating with red caps. You know what that signifies?
A red cap is a 4.0 GPA?
GPA. That's a lot of students.
Not even the Asian guy had a fucking red cap.
That's a lot of students.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of them, dude. Holy crap.
That's pretty good. I know who I'd pick. I'd look for a red cap. I say, I want you to work for the beautiful Trump administration.
Oh, imagine that, dude. You just graduate school and fucking Trump hires you right away.
There's nearly 130 active duty service members, veterans, and members of the University of Alabama, ROTC. Thank you very much.
Brave soldiers.
Thank you. Everywhere you look, you can see the fierce spirit of this school, but nowhere more clearly than in your world-class athletics. There's nothing like it. Probably there's no school like it. That's why I would like to recognize the 11.
Dude, that'd be so cool, like graduating from the president right in front of you.
Where may they be? Where are they? You just have to look, and they're about a foot taller than everybody else.
The football team.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Great season. Thank you.
Yeah, they had a good season, man.
Great season. There's something truly special about the players, coaches, and the fans who pack
Why the fuck
stands
does my
at
phone open
Bryant
shit in the
Denny Stadium
background?
and proudly sing Dixieland Delight. We
Like, what's the point of having my phone having a lock button if it doesn't lock shit? Like, it's still, that shit can still run. Like, it can still open apps.
The names of Bear Bryant, Joe Namath, 4 Heisman Trophy winners, and of course, the great Nick Saban. This place is truly where legends are made. It really is. It's a special place. When your president called, we talked about it. It took me about 2 seconds to say, I'll go. I wasn't looking to do it. And we are.
Yeah, this guy looks really happy with this red hat on, dude. Nice, dude. 4.0 GPA. Congratulations, man. Smart kid, man. These guys look like brothers, dude, or they're like some incest. Hey, they look like brothers, or they're like some incest something.
The Crimson Tide does not rest, does not quit, and does not stop winning until it's all time. You know, it's all time. You're always winning, and you're going to keep winning. That's why the University of Alabama football team has won more games in the last decade than any college football team in America. That's not bad. And it's why last fall you beat Auburn for the 5th year in a row. That's not bad. That's not bad. The University of Alabama has a brand, and that brand is winning. That brand is winning. Great school. Last year, the Crimson Chaos watched the Tide Hoops make it to the Final Four for the first time ever. And this year, you built on your incredible record and returned to the Elite Eight. So not only is Alabama a great football school, it's now one of the nation's best basketball schools. And congratulations.
Nice. Alabama's like good at every fucking sport. Like all they need is a hockey team and they're gonna kick ass.
I think I should have come here. Congratulations as well to the women.
Yeah, if you love sports, go to fucking Alabama.
2 SEC
Straight up.
titles this year.
If you love your cousin and you love sports, Alabama's a place for you.
And as long as I'm president, we will always protect women's sports. Men will not play in women's sports.
Hell yeah. Men should not play in women's sports, just like women should not play in men's sports.
They say that's an 80-20 issue. No, it's a 97-3 issue, I think.
Yeah, it's a 99-1 issue.
Not be playing in women's sports.
Yeah, that's fucked up. They're just trying to get fucking free trophies.
Classified it with a very powerful executive order, as you know. It's done. The class of 2025 was the first to enter the halls of this university in the aftermath of COVID-19. Following a difficult senior year of high school, many of you came here to Tuscaloosa. from around the country, and for the very first time, you experience something called
Damn,
freedom.
dude, 2 red hats right here, dude. Imagine having a red hat, dude.
So let's give a
Fuck,
big
that's like a
round of
flex on
applause
everybody
to the
else wearing a
leaders of
black
this
hat.
state
It's like
who
I'm
chose
smarter than
liberty
you.
over
I'm smarter than
lockdowns.
you.
They did.
I'm smarter than you. And you.
Did a good job.
Wait, I gotta first look up when it's a 4.0 GPA, because we don't have that in Canada. I think that means you got A and A's, and because we use a level system, so like 1 would be A, 2 would be B, and 3 would be C, and 4 would be D. So a 4.0 GPA in Canada would be all D's. Would be like very close to failing, like would just be like basically me in high school, like just getting by, like all straight D's. A perfect academic average. Okay, so you guys do D. You guys do the complete opposite as we do. So you guys do D as 1, C as 2, B as 3, and 4 as A. In Canada, an A plus is typically corresponds to a 4.0 GPA, while in the US, an A or A plus also translate. That just shows you how shitty Canada's fucking math is. If A equals 4, A plus equals like 4 point something high, like 3/4. So like 7 or something, 4.7 or something like that. So you can get a higher than 4-point GPA in Canada, technically. Often change the performance range of 85 to 90%. Bro, those Asian kids like cheating and fucking get like 99%. So what are they, like 4.9 GPAs? That's stupid. I mean, I know GPA stands for grade point average,
As
but
you know,
still.
there are a few campuses in the world more beautiful than this one, and there are a few memories sweeter than the ones you have formed really at
Oh,
this
dude, they actually get a
capstone.
red
And that-
shirt too. These guys both have red hats, and they get like this red, like this different red shirt. I'm surprised the Asian guy got a black hat and the white guys,
You'll miss
the white
beautiful
Reddit-looking
sounds
nerds,
of Diddy chimes,
got red
the
hats.
excitement of lining the Walk of Champions, the Saturday tailgates at the Quad. As you graduate, it's natural to reflect on 4 years of happy memories, and you've really had happy memories here. You've done a lot of winning. Winning is a good thing to do.
Yeah,
But
imagine
today I'm
getting a
also
4.0
asking you to look
GPA and
forward
fucking
to
have a Trump
really
speech for you.
Something very,
That'd be a
very
crazy
bright,
fucking
more
graduation.
promising, and it's going to be an even more promising tomorrow. I promise you that. You're the first graduating class of the golden age of America. We're in the golden age.
Yeah, we are in the golden age. Of the golden age of North America, not just America. Trump's going to fix Canada, hopefully.
This is the golden age. We've done
This
things
European
that nobody
banker ain't
thought
gonna do
possible.
shit.
100 days yesterday. 100 days, and we've done things that nobody thought even possible.
Yep, more than most presidents have done in their whole term.
Like many generations before you, your graduation is an exciting time for our nation, a period of both extraordinary change and incredible potential, and what will be unbelievable.
Why are their hats always
growth. You're gonna
moving,
see
though?
that very soon. You're going to see it starting very, very.
Well, I guess if
soon.
they move their hat a
The whole
little
world is
bit,
talking
their
about it.
fucking little
Our country has
tassels
always been
move a
defined
bit.
by its ability to reform and reinvent itself, to meet the challenges of the next era. The last 4 years were not good for our country,
No.
but don't let that scare you. It was an aberration. We're run by people who truly, at that time, 4 years, we were run by people that didn't have a clue.
Yeah, fucking
Didn't have a
idiots.
clue.
Straight up
And
idiots.
I'm trying to be nice when I say it that way.
Yeah, you are.
They allowed our beautiful USA to be laughed at, scorned, and taken advantage of by everybody.
All of Canada,
We were
too.
ripped off on trade by nations all over the world, both friend and foe, and oftentimes a friend was far worse on trade than the foe. But those days are over. You're at the start of something very, very big. You're going to see that very soon. Now, exactly.
Fuck, I wish I was
250
American now. This is the best time to be
years after
American,
the
man.
first Patriots stood and
Fuck.
fought at Lexington and Concord. We're in the midst of another kind of revolution, a revolution of winning and a revolution of common sense. Common sense.
And I wish I was American, man. Fuck. It's a great time to be an American.
Everywhere you look, broken systems, corrupt institutions, and tired dogmas are being swept away by the tide of history. Ancient wisdom is being rediscovered, and the best and strongest traits of America are coming back for all to see, bigger, better, and greater than ever. Coming back, and they're coming back fast. The spirit of our age is one of boldness, vigor, ambition, and adventure, and it's exciting to be you and young. Oh, I'd pay you a lot of money to have your age.
If I pay all his money to be young.
The people have rejected the voices of a failed establishment. You saw that in the election. We've turned the page on endless wars, crippling debt, open borders, ruinous inflation, and the lack of respect for our country and for its leaders. But we're turning that all around, and we're turning it around very fast. We will very quickly make America great again.
Yeah.
This week, we're celebrating the most successful first 100
The hats, I couldn't wear the hats, dude.
administration.
I skipped my graduation when I graduated high school. But I couldn't wear the fucking hat. This stupid fucking thing would be pissing off my right eye. Like, my eye would be tripping the fuck out of it. Like, I'd have to, like, throw it over the hat or something like that. But yeah, I didn't have to, we had to wear these hats at graduation, but I skipped my graduation. I didn't go to it. I mean, like, I knew I graduated. I didn't go on stage in front of fucking, like, 100 people and look like a fucking idiot.
We're going to do even better as we move
Oh,
along. In a
thank
matter
you,
of weeks,
man.
we've
Thank you
achieved
for the
the
piece of
lowest number
paper
of
that says I'm
illegal
fucking
border
smart.
crossings
Thank you,
ever
man.
Recorded.
I skipped that, dude. I think I was hanging with my girlfriend at that time or something. Like, probably smoking weed or something, man, most likely.
And you've seen it, hundreds of thousands of people pouring into our country from prisons, from mental institutions,
From anywhere,
from
man.
gangs, and all over the world, not just in South America. You'd see hundreds of thousands of people pour across in one day. You know what we had just recently? Three.
Only 3? Damn. That's a massive improvement, dude.
And we slashed the number of illegal aliens released into the United States by 99.999%. And you know,
That's a massive improvement.
if that
That
number
shit's
is
hard to
wrong,
do.
the fake news, which is all over the place today, is going to be correcting me before I get to the next sentence. Now, 99.999%. How about that?
That's
Nobody
a
thought that was
really
possible.
crazy
They said
amount,
you
dude.
needed legislation. No, you just needed a new president. That's what you needed.
That's all you needed. A new leader. Man, this is a really good fucking speech, man.
But despite the tremendous success, as you've been reading, the courts are trying to stop me from doing the job that I was elected to do. We won by millions of votes. We won all 7 swing states, 7 out of 7. We won 312 electoral college votes. They said, 270 would be great. We won 312 and 2,750 counties versus 525 counties throughout the nation.
Yeah, fire
That's why
those
when you
judges,
look at a
dude. Those
map,
judges,
it's
they're
all
crooked.
red.
How many
It's all
fucking criminals have they
red.
let
Every
off and
inch
shit
of
like
it is
that?
red, a little couple
That's
of
what you need to look
blue dots.
into. You need to fucking assess their
But they
roles
have
as
to let us
judges.
do the job that the voters want us to do. Judges are interfering.
Yeah, you need a
supposedly
fucking,
based
you
on
need to
due
background
process,
check
but
them and
how
see
can
what
you
other
give
fucking
due
criminals they
process to
let
people
off.
who came into our country
Hopefully get those
illegally? They
judges
want due
arrested.
process. I don't know.
Just for corruption.
We've created 350,000 new jobs and brought core inflation down to its lowest level in many, many
That's
years.
what Canada needs. Canada
Energy
needs
is
an inflation
down. Look
drop.
at your cost of energy way down.
Yeah,
Groceries
Canada
are
needs all
down.
this shit, man.
Even eggs are down. Remember I came in? Remember I
Our
was here
our
and
grocery
they
prices
started
are even
screaming
fucking
me the
higher.
fake news. Egg prices have doubled. I said, I just got here. I've been here for 4 days.
Like how? There's no shortage
I
of
said,
fucking
tell me about egg
chickens. Like
prices.
what?
They've doubled.
There's no tax if you
Well, they
fucking
didn't double under me.
if a
I
chicken
just
gets
got
born,
there,
you don't have to fucking
and
pay
we did a
tax
great
on
job.
it
We
or
brought
anything.
down the cost of
How do
eggs. In fact, they
eggs
said,
cost
you won't have
more?
eggs for Easter. They wanted to give. We have a big
If anything,
Easter
they should be
egg hunt at
cheaper
the White
because the
House.
fucking like
So
the
it just
greenhouses
takes
and
place.
like
And they thought we should
advancements in the
order thousands of
horticultural
plastic eggs.
industry.
Plastic. I said, no, we'll do it. And we
They
straightened
should
out
be
the egg
they should be
situation very
cheaper.
quickly. Our great Secretary of Agriculture did a fantastic job, and we had so
You
many
should
eggs,
give
we
like
didn't know what the
farmers
hell
a
to do
tax
with them.
benefit.
And prices of eggs have
Or
gone down
something like that.
87% since I took office. That's something, right? But the price of food has gone down, and mortgage rates are down, and gasoline prices just hit $1.88 a gallon in 3 states. Can you believe it? It was
Damn, what the
$3.50.
fuck? 1.88 cents gallon, 2 liters. Are they not gonna pop up here? You're gonna make me go to this fucking dumbass fucking outdated site? 1.88 gallon. What? Dude, if Canada's seen fucking 68 cents a fucking liter of gas, people would be fucking freaking the fuck out. If people seen $1 fucking for gas, they'd be freaking the fuck out. Holy shit, dude, that's really good. That's something you should brag about, man. Holy shit. 68 cents for a liter. That's crazy good.
It was at 4. We're drilling. Oh, we're drilling.
Yeah, drill away, baby.
Drill, right? We
Drill, baby, drill.
We do that.
Oh, yeah.
We got it down. We have it going good. And
You gotta
when
get it
energy
down.
drops that much.
You got so
know,
much
that much
resources,
inflation,
might as
so
well,
bad
instead of
inflation.
fucking over
It
people,
was just
common
announced that
people
in
who
the
gotta
first
pay
quarter,
fucking
investments in the United
3
States
times that for
are
gas.
up 22%. That we're leading the whole world in investment. Everybody's pouring into our country.
Canada
big
needs to start
dollars.
buying gas off
And
America.
it's all about November 5th.
It's a lot
the
cheaper than
November
whatever
5th
fucking
election,
idiots are
the
buying it
tariffs
off it
and
now.
incentives that we've given that are going to make this country so much richer. We have $36 trillion in debt. That's going to start to come off. It's
Oh, yeah, that's
going
gonna
to
come off
rapidly,
soon,
but
dude.
We'll be over
It's probably down to like
$8 trillion
15 trillion now.
in investment, with Apple and others investing $500 billion each.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
never had a period of time in 2 months, because we're here for 3 months, a little bit more. But give me a break for the first month, you know, get a little acclimated.
Yeah, he had to fucking sign a whole bunch of
Because
shit.
they're already looking to impeach Trump, you know, these crazy people. Let's impeach him. For what?
Yeah,
We
for
don't
what,
know
dude?
exactly, but we'll try it.
They want to
These
impeach
people
him
are crazy.
already. For what though? He
So
did
we
nothing.
had to, get our bearings for the first couple of weeks. So in 2 months, we had over $8 trillion, think of it, committed. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. There's never been anything like it in any country at any time, and it's all because they want to avoid the tariffs. We want to get here fast. And I said, a number of times.
Imagine if
tariffs,
Canada had
it's the
a
most
president
beautiful
like this,
word
how
in the
good
world,
Canada
and I
would
got
fucking be.
Absolutely decimated.
Damn, it'd be
by the
fucking
fake
awesome.
news. They
Except
said,
for the
"What about
winter, it'd be
love?
fucking
What about
awesome.
your wife? What about your parents? What about religion and God?" So I said, all right, it's the 5th nicest word I've ever seen. And since I've done that, I've been in good shape. Nobody's bothered me. They've been very nice. So it's the 5th most beautiful word I've ever heard. But it's making us very rich. And
I wonder if
we'll be
Trump
seeing
works
the
out.
results pretty soon.
He doesn't
sooner than
need
most
to,
people
but-
think. Because that's what other countries have been doing to us, just so you understand. Or else we couldn't do anything. And all we're doing is we're doing it to them, but we're doing it much better. And the U.S. military is suddenly seeing its best recruiting numbers ever. We've never had numbers like that.
Yeah. The brave Americans stepping up.
We now have waiting lists because there is such incredible spirit in our country. There's a great spirit. And just think, 6 months ago, and you remembered, it was embarrassing. Before the election, six
Yeah,
months ago,
America
we were
was a
hearing
joke.
and reading that numbers of those joining our military were at the worst levels
There's a
ever.
wait
We've
list
never had
for the
anything like it,
military?
right? You remember
Damn,
that?
dude, imagine
and now
that.
they're at the best levels ever. We have waiting lists to get into the military. We couldn't fill the positions, and that included in our police forces, our fire departments. We love our fire departments also. We can never forget our fire departments. But our police forces were begging for help. And now they're brimming over with people and applicants, and they're getting great ones. It's amazing what's taken place, and that's really the spirit. Each of the graduates in this arena will soon have the chance to help lead this project of national renewal. And that's what it is. It's a national renewal. We suffered so badly for 4 years. We had one of the greatest economies. We actually had the greatest economy in the history of our country during the first term of Trump. And then we got hit hard with inflation during the Biden economy. It was horrible. We were hit so hard. The worst probably ever. They say 48 years. We'll accept that. But I would say ever. You'll embrace this moment and you'll step forward with strength and grit, faith and patriotism to put America on a new trajectory for your children. And then you'll take your
Fuck, look at that sign. Look how big that flag was. Holy shit.
I think you have a chance to be the greatest generation in the history of our country because we're turning it around and you happen to be available. You're available.
Yeah, you guys grew up in the AI age. You guys have a
That's a good time to be available. There are some times when it's not so good to be available, but this is a great time. I'm absolutely confident that the Alabama class of 2025 is up to the task. Are you up to the task? You learned a lot about winning here at Alabama, and now we need you to help win for America. For the business majors here today, I challenge you not merely to use your talents for financial speculation, but to apply your great skills that you've learned and had to forging the steel and pouring the concrete of new American factories, plants, shipyards, and even cities which are going up all over our country. Don't just build a strong portfolio, build a very, very strong America, and you're going to do that.
He's telling them if they start companies, you better start in America.
Scientists and math majors, we need your Alabama spirit and competition to keep our country at the forefront of every single domain. America should have the world's tallest buildings, design the fastest airplanes, build the greatest cars, do everything.
Yeah, he's saying to all the engineers
in the world, and you can do it. And we will
and builders
astronauts on Mars.
build shit in America. Mostly engineers.
In every field you have studied, there are problems to be solved and breakthroughs to be made. To the journalism majors, of which I've had a lot of problems with. Let's be honest. I'm not sure I like them. No, I do. But you're really leading a very thing because we need a great and free press. We need a brilliant press. They're like a watchkeeper. They're very important, and you can go out.
We need the Trump Press Association of America, TPAA.
The country.
The Trump Press Association of America.
Your task is so important, and it's to build a media that Americans can trust and remember.
It's not the very unique Valley Grab Americans.
When they hear
we have a good creative director.
The ratings, the approval numbers of the media are so low. We need those ratings to be 100%. We have to be able to trust our media.
Yeah.
I say you have to have that. You need strong borders.
You have to be able to trust the people who provide the news, if they're the ones providing the news.
You need those things, but the media is a big part of it. In the world of health and medicine,
or else you're going to become brainwashed and you're going to turn against a lot of people. You're not going to be really civil.
Clean out our environment and make
America you can become a weapon really easy if you're brainwashed.
I think Bobby's going to do a great job, don't you? I think so.
Disposable weapon, actually.
I think he's the guy we needed.
Not just a weapon, a disposable
and in government,
weapon.
It is the task of your generation to replace bureaucracy, graft, and waste with a new system that defends American freedom. These are big tasks before you, but the reward for your hard work will be the United States of America is stronger, prouder, better, and more unified than ever before. It's going to be. As you embark on this great adventure, let me share some of the biggest lessons I've learned from a lifetime spent building dreams and beating the odds. I beat a lot of odds. A lot of odds. A lot of people
Yeah, I
said,
wonder how
"I
many
don't
of these
know."
guys play chess.
But it worked out okay. Where are we? Oh,
Probably all of them,
president.
actually.
How
They're
did
in
that happen?
university. They're probably really
You're
smart.
going to be in the same position. But some of the would you like to hear some of the ideas, or should I just skip over that part, huh? That's going to be more interesting than all the other stuff, which was slightly political, right? I'm going to give it to you, though, just as I see it and as I've learned it, the hard way and the easy way. First, if you're here today and think that you're too young to do something great, let me tell you that you are
Listen,
wrong.
guys.
You're not too young. You can have great success at a very young age. You're all very young. In America, with drive and ambition, young people can do anything.
Yeah.
I was 28 when I took my first big
Country
gamble
of
to
dreams.
develop a hotel in Midtown Manhattan, the Grand Hyatt, and it worked out incredibly well. But I was very young at the time. I was like a very young person in sort of an old person business. Steve Jobs was 21 when he founded Apple. Walt Disney was 21 when he founded Disney. James Madison, James Monroe, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson. They were no older than 25 when they began the journeys that etched their names into the history books for all time.
Yeah, definitely.
So to everyone here today, don't waste your
Yeah,
youth.
if you guys are
Go out and
American,
fight
go for your
right from
dreams.
the beginning, from the day you leave this incredible university, go out and fight tough, fight fair. But go out and fight. You're going to be very
Don't fight
successful,
fair.
'cause now is the time to
Prioritize
work
yourself over
harder than
others.
you've ever
Don't
worked
prioritize
before.
others over
Push
yourself.
yourself further than you have ever
That's what I did.
pushed yourself before. Find your limits and then smash through everything. Go and smash through. You've watched that football team smash through. You're going to do the
Yeah,
same
go
thing.
Birds! Go Birds!
You're at the age when you have the time and vitality to do really
him in
incredible things.
Alabama's
If you
team.
just give it
Oh,
your
well.
all. You'll look back and a decade from now, you'll be astounded by what you've achieved. You'll remember this day. You'll remember when the guy named Trump was giving the commencement address and he said I could do it, and guess what? I did. I think you're going to remember that very fondly. I hope so. Second of all, and very importantly, you have to love what you do.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to. I rarely see somebody that's successful that doesn't love what he or she does. That's way you really like work isn't work. It's fun. It's,
Yeah, you gotta
I
find a
find it
fucking
fun. I work
job
all
or
the
else
time
it's
and I
fucking
find it
hell.
fun. If I didn't
You can't
find it
work a
fun, I wouldn't
career
be
that's
successful, whether it was real
shitty.
estate or in show business.
And
I had a lot
drains
of
you.
different careers.
I've
but
had jobs
I
like
loved
that
real
that were
estate so
fucking like
much.
shitty paying and
I was
drained me.
very
Like,
successful
fuck
in real
this.
estate because I loved it. I learned
You're
a
gonna do
lot
a
from my
toll on me.
father because I watched him work. He worked 7. He was a
Then it destroyed my
workaholic. He
back and
worked. He
couldn't
loved to
walk, and I was a
work.
hunchback for
He's
some
a good man. He was
time.
a tough
It
guy, tough
sucked.
as hell, actually.
That's why my
Now
back
that
is
I
still
think
fucked
back,
up every day.
I don't know if you could even get away with that nowadays. He was tough, but he was a good man, I'll tell you. And he worked 7 days a week. He worked Saturdays, Sundays. It didn't matter. And I learned by watching him, he loved his life. He loved what he was doing. He had a great long-term marriage, a long, many years. He beat me on that one. No, I've minded
Trump admin revokes 4,000 student visas over criminal records.
Close to 70 years. That was a long time. Said, Pop, you beat me on that one. But you know what I learned from him? That he loved life, and all he did was work. I see people that don't work hard, and they're miserable. So go out and find. But he loved what he was doing. And you have to find something that you love, and you have to follow your own instincts. You listen to your parents. They're very wise, but you have to follow your instincts and your heart, your soul, and you want to be the very best you can be. Treat every day like a home game against Auburn. Fight like hell and enjoy doing it. And your coach can tell you all about that. Third thing is to think big. You know, you're going to do something, you might as well think big. because it's just as tough. You can think small. I know a lot of people, they thought small. They're very smart. I know others that weren't nearly as smart, but they had a better picture of the big picture, because it's just as hard to solve a small problem as a big problem, and it's just as much energy and everything else, except the result is going to be a smaller one. So love what you do, but think big if it's possible. Now, if it's not possible, that's okay too. You do something, you have to do something that you love. You will have all the same headaches and challenges, all the same delays and setbacks, so you might as well do something that's just amazing. America doesn't aim small, Alabama doesn't aim small, and neither do you. So think big when possible, think big. Fourth is work hard.
That was another redhead did.
Never, ever stop. An example is a great athlete, actually, Gary Player, golfer, great golfer.
These kids don't know golfers.
Actually, on the small side, don't tell him that.
They just graduated high school. They don't know, or university. They don't know golfers.
But he worked very, very hard. He made up for it. He never stopped. He won 168 golf tournaments. Think of that, 100. I said, Gary, you're winning like every weekend.
It's a lot of money,
joke
dude.
or anything? I don't know what joke means.
Like
And he
50K
made
a
a statement
tournament at
years
least.
ago that I read, and I thought it was sort of an incredible statement. He
Some
said,
of them
it's
are a lot
funny,
more.
the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Golf
Think
is
of
the
that.
most
The harder
expensive
I work, the
sport.
luckier I get. So you really have to work hard.
Not
And,
even the
you're gonna be
clubs. It's just like the
successful because you
rental
have
of
the
the
talent. To get into this school is not easy.
country
To
club.
get through it is even more difficult.
And you can't
have a
be
lot of talent.
black and get like in a country.
Fifth
You
is
can't be like
don't
me and get in a
lose
country
your
club.
momentum.
Like, you gotta be like really white.
Just,
You can't be like
you just
black
want to
hood.
keep it going, and you have to know if you
Ghetto.
are losing it. You have to know when you're losing it. So maybe you stop, and maybe it's time to stop. Listen to the feedback. Think through your plan very carefully, and keep moving fast. The word momentum is very important. I mean, I'll just tell you a little story about a great real estate developer named William Levitt. He built Levittown. Some of you might live in a Levittown. He was the biggest developer in the whole country in the 1940s and so. And he built these jobs. He started with one house, then 2 houses, then 20 houses, then thousands and thousands of houses. And a company, Gulf and Western, came along, and they said, we're going to make you an offer to buy
17
your
degrees
company.
tomorrow.
And they offered him a lot of money,
Say
more money
what?
than he ever thought he could make. And he retired, lost his momentum. He retired, and he led a beautiful life. He had a wife, I must tell you. It was his second
We'll
wife.
see
It
about
was
that,
a trophy
motherfucker.
wife.
It's Friday.
They
Usually
say.
Friday rains.
I don't like telling you everything, but we're all friends, right? Can we talk? We're all friends. He had a trophy wife. And he lived a different life. He moved to the south of France, but he lived, it was a life of tremendous luxury. He had so many millions of dollars. He was given a fortune for the company.
Nice.
10 years went by, and then 15 years went by, and he got a call from this big conglomerate, Gulf and Western, and they said, we're not doing well with the purchase, because he used to pick up every nail, every piece of sawdust, every piece of wood, every chip, everything, and he'd sell it. He'd make a couple of bucks. Everything was perfect. They can't do that. You know, these big companies, they don't do that. You see it a lot when an entrepreneur sells to a big company, and then he ends up buying the company back for peanuts later on. Happens a lot. But he was the best at what he did. But 15 years went by, and he was so excited, and they sold him back his company. And he started, and he was going to tear apart the world because he got bored with a life of luxury. And he started building and building and building, and the markets turned on him, and he went bad. He lost everything, and he went bankrupt, absolutely bankrupt. And it was a sad story to read. It was such an amazing story because he was so rich, but he paid them, and he bought it for the right price, bought it low, but he went wild. But he lost his momentum. He wasn't good at it anymore. And he was at a party on Fifth Avenue, I'll never forget. And it was a party of a very, very powerful man who was having the party in a magnificent
Nice.
apartment overlooking the park.
Nice.
And I walked in, and there were 50 or so people. I recognized most of them, all the biggest business people in the world, actually.
Nice. Sounds like a
Very
sick party.
glamorous.
I
was
bet there's a
doing
lot
well.
of
I was
coke
young,
and
and I was
strippers
doing
there.
well. And I was invited to parties like that. And I looked in the
There's
corner.
probably
There was
so much coke and strippers there.
Mr. William Levitt sitting all by himself on a chair, looking very glum. Nobody was talking to him, because you'll find that when you're not successful, you lose a lot of friends. It's not a good situation.
Yeah, that room was probably full of
There was nobody
coke.
talking to him, but I wanted to talk to him because I was in the real estate business and he was, and most of these people were in different businesses. And I went over and talked to him and I said, "How are you, Mr. Levitt?" He goes, "Donald?" He knew who I was. "Not well, not well." I said, "So, can you come back?" He said, "No, son, I lost my momentum. I shouldn't have done it. I lost my momentum." And I never forgot that expression. He lost his momentum. If he would have kept going, instead of selling and relaxing and going into a different life, he probably would have been 3 times bigger than he was, but he lost his momentum. And you have to know when it's your time. I mean, there'll be a time when you do lose. You see it with fighters. You see it with a lot of people. They have a great record and they retire. And then 4 years later, they say, "I'm going back. I can beat that guy." And they get knocked to hell. And it's not good.
Damn.
It's not good. So he lost his momentum. You have to know when your momentum time is up. I call it momentum time. But
Yeah.
follow your momentum.
Momentum
Important
time.
word. You don't hear it from too many, but I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. Number 6, if you want to change the world, you have to have the courage to be an outsider. In other words, you have to take certain risks and do things a little bit differently. Otherwise, if that weren't the case, everybody would be successful. It doesn't work that way. Progress never comes from those satisfied with the failures of a broken system. It comes from those who want to fix the broken system. And you'll make the bigger money, you'll make the more success by acting that way. The other way may be more secure, but if you want to go to the top, you're just never going to do it unless you break the system. Change is never easy, and the closer you get to success, the more ferociously those with a vested interest in the past will resist you. They want to resist. So I just say, trust me on that, because I know you really do. You have to break the system a little bit and follow your own instincts. But if your vision is right, nothing will hold you down. Nothing. You have to have the right vision. If you look at some of these internet people, I know so many of them. Elon is so terrific, but I know now all of them, you know, they all hated me in my first term, and now they're kissing my ass, you know? Do you know? It's true. All of them.
Talk about the YouTubers and shit like that. All the streamers and influencers. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's nicer this way. Now, in the first, you know, they didn't know what happened because I won an election that, you know, there was never a businessman that won a presidential election. Out of 100%, 8% were generals and 92% were politicians. Not even admirals, not even just generals. There were 8 generals: General Washington, General Grant, generals, General Eisenhower. But 8% were generals and 92% were politicians. And when I ran, everyone said, "I'm not going to win. He's a businessman. That's not going to work." And, you know, but you have a natural instinct for things. I guess I had a natural instinct. I said to somebody, "Was I a better businessman or politician?" And they said, "Well, there are a lot of guys that made a lot of money, but there's only one guy that became president that was a businessman, so I guess you're a better politician." But I don't think of myself as a politician. I think of myself as a businessman, and I'm proud of that. And I've applied business instinct, and that's why I think you're seeing us doing so well. So number 7 is to trust your instincts, common sense. You can go very far in life with common sense, and I applied that to politics because some of these things, like they had open borders.
Yeah.
Let everybody in the whole world.
Let everyone in, and he has to
That's
clean
not
up the
common
fucking
sense.
mess.
They
The
had
next president has to clean up the fucking
transgender
mess.
for everybody. We ended that, if you noticed, okay? But they had transgender for everybody. They said, I said, this is not working. This is not going to work. As I said before, you know, so simple. Men playing in women's sports. Did you ever see some of the records? Did you ever see some of these boxing matches?
Oh, God.
You know, we have to protect. These women are great athletes, but we have to protect. If you looked at the Olympics where they had transitioned people going into the boxing, where the women had boxing.
Nah, that's fucked up.
And they had a great champion, a female boxer. I mean,
He's
after one
fighting a
punch, he
man.
walked back to the corner, said, I can't get hit like that. I've never been hit like that before. You look at all the volleyball players that have been hurt so badly with balls that are hit at levels that they've never seen before. But the greatest is like weightlifting. You ever see
Oh
weightlifting?
God, the
Where
records.
they have a record that wasn't broken in 18 years? And they have, should I imitate it? You know, my wife gets very upset when I do this. She said, darling, it's not presidential. I said, yeah, but people like it.
Let's see
Should I
it.
do it or not?
Yeah, do it. Do it. Yeah, let's see
All
it.
right, I'm in trouble when I get home, but that's okay. What the hell? I've been in lots of trouble before.
Do it.
No, you look at the weightlifting where 18 years it stands, and they have this young woman, and her parents are right where you are in the front row, and they're so
His
proud
wife
of her,
screaming,
and it's
"Don't
like
do it, don't do it."
209 pounds, and she's going to lift that. The record stood for 18, think of it, 18 years, and they put an eighth of an ounce here, and an eighth of an ounce here, little tiny, little bit, and she's going to do it. Mom, I love you. I'm going to do it for you, Mom. And she goes, and she lifts.
He's such a good storyteller.
Mom, I'm going to do it, Mom. Can't do it. And then a guy comes along, or a gal, or whatever. A transitioned person comes along.
Yeah, there you go.
And he was a failed weightlifter as a man.
Yeah.
But he
And
comes
he's just trying to
along.
get a trophy.
206 pounds. They put the little thing on, and he goes, boom, boom. And breaks the record like by 119 pounds.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
That's not right.
That's
The
not
other
right
one's
at
the
all.
swimming. You've heard me talk about it. Great swimmers, and you know, they rose to the top. Women swimmers, and they grew up together. And they're Olympic class swimmers, and they're qualifying for some big tournament. And now the race is getting ready to start, the big race, and one young lady, she was going to set the record. She fought all her life to set the record. She has to win it by one ninth of a second. Think of that, 1/9. I don't like those odds, 1/9 of a second, right? But she looks to the left and she sees all the friends that she grew up with down in California, from all over the country. They're all
Cheering
the
her
best
on,
swimmers.
everything.
Then she looks to the right and she sees the same thing, but there's a person next to her who's a giant.
It's a man.
And she looks.
The man who lost
Who's
every
it?
fucking
I
thing he
don't
tried,
recognize
so he's
that
trying to fucking play
was a
women's
person that
sports
transitioned.
and win something.
And he had the wingspan of Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain, if anybody
But he
knows
just
that.
transitioned a week ago.
And as you know what happened, she was very, very badly injured in that meet.
That's
Because
stupid.
he
dude.
went by her so fast that she was windburned. They had to take her out. She got serious windburn.
Yeah,
He
that's
flew
a
back
problem,
and forth
man.
and
Like, come
back
on.
and forth.
Not
And she
even
didn't
just
know
winning,
what,
but
she
injuring
got
other
the hell
people.
knocked out of her, knowing that I'm only kidding. She wasn't windburned. She was just beaten by a lot. Or the race, did you see the race where they had the
Embarrassed.
best female runners and they had a guy who was a decent runner, a long distance race?
Yeah, that's not fair running.
And
It's
he
not
won
fair.
by 5
Running,
hours and 19
swimming.
seconds. You know, normally you win by like 12 seconds, 2 seconds, a quarter of a second. He won by 5 hours and 19 seconds.
Hours.
It's
What
crazy.
the fuck?
And you know, honestly, it's demeaning for women. Very demeaning. These are great athletes.
Yeah, it's a fucking
very
like
demeaning.
professional
We have to
athlete.
protect
That's like came
women.
in like
We
5th
protect
place in
women.
every
We
race he
protect
came in.
everybody.
But he's given up, so he went to women's sports. It's fucking
So now
hilarious. I'm
that I'm
liking
in trouble
this.
with my wife, I'm going to blame the University of Alabama for asking me to go through with that stuff. But it's pretty descriptive, isn't it, really?
Oh, well, she said
It
home
helps when you
enjoying.
know that
She didn't come on the flight.
borders are not racist, speech is not violence, America is good, terrorists are bad,
Yeah.
men can never become women, police are not criminals, and criminals are not victims. Eighth, everybody should believe. Thank you.
That's him.
Thank you very much. Everybody should believe in the American dream. It's real, it's there, and it's right before you. We're coming back to the American dream.
Bigger and brighter than ever. Best time to be American. Yeah.
Ninth, think of yourself as a winner. The power of positive thinking. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, from many years ago, wrote a book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And there is a lot to it, the power of positive thinking. Don't consider yourself a victim. Consider yourself a winner. In recent years, too many of our young people have really been taught to think of themselves as victims and blame people and be angry. Don't be angry. But in America, we reject that idea that anyone is born a victim. Our heroes are the ones who take charge of their own destiny, make their own luck, and determine their own fate despite the odds, despite all odds. That's what happens. They take,
Melania's
they're
Trump
given a little
birthday.
chance in many cases, very little chance of success, and they become
was
the
her
most
birthday,
successful
dude.
people in the world. Whether you were born rich or poor, black or white, male or female in America, anyone can be a winner, and our whole country will be cheering you on, and I'll be at the front of the line cheering you on, especially because you come from this incredible university. And next is to be an original. The old-time greats were people who had the confidence to be a little different. Teddy Roosevelt, Douglas MacArthur, George Patton, Amelia Earhart, Annie Oakley, Muhammad Ali, and so many others, far too many to name, lived their lives with pride, personality, and flair. God only created one of you. Remember that. God created one of you. You're all different. Some are close, but nobody is the same. You're one of a kind. So don't try to be someone
Like rare
else.
Pokemon
Just be
card.
yourself. And finally, and most importantly, never, ever give up. Never give up. Never give up. And I've learned anything in life, and it's so true. One of the most important things you can learn, if you just went a little bit longer, if you just held out a little bit longer, you would have been successful. Well, the stories of that are legend. But I've learned that perseverance is everything. So whatever happens, no matter where you are in life, stay optimistic and just keep pushing forward. Just don't stop. Never, ever give up. Victory is right around the corner. I've watched Coach Saban win games that really were virtually over. You've seen it. You've been in the stands. He won a couple of games. I said, Coach, you got lucky as hell. He said, I didn't get lucky. I'm a talented guy.
Jeez.
You know, those little touchdowns that come out of nothing, he's amazing. But he's a guy that doesn't quit and doesn't
Stop
know what
watching
the word
Alabama
quit even
football.
means. He couldn't define it. He took victory out of the jaws of defeat, and you can do that too at every stage in my career. My enemies, of which there were many and probably are right now, I can think of a couple of people that don't like me too much right now. But they said
Like all of Canada.
that they have to do everything they can to keep me from winning, to keep me from making
Took a
it. And I'm
shotgun.
representing you, so I
You
have
guys
to
are
make
falling
it.
all around at home.
I have big shoulders, but these are big shoulders. I have to win for you. I'm not winning for myself. I'm winning for you. Do you remember when they said that Donald Trump will never become president of the United States? Remember Barack Hussein Obama said that? Barack Hussein Obama. Donald Trump will never be president. Like 50 other politicians said that. Where are they now? Oh, let me see. Oh, there they are. Where are they now? But here I am standing before you as the 45th and 47th president.
Yeah, where are they now, dude? We ain't seen Barack in time, dude.
You heard that a lot.
Where the fuck's Kamala?
But against all
We ain't
odds,
seen
I
her in
did
time.
great
She
in
probably went back to
2016.
India.
2016, how great was that? And then I did much better in 2020. Sorry, the election was rigged. But it was a rigged election. And then in 2024, I made it too big to rig. I said, we got to do this again. We got to do this again. And we made it too big to rig. We made it. That was a great expression. I said, you got to go and vote. Even though I was leading big in the polls, I said, it doesn't matter. You got to make it too big to rig. And they did. They went out and they voted and voted and voted. And we
Too
won
big
the
to
whole
rig,
thing.
baby.
And it was so good. And it's such a great mandate for our country. That's the important thing. So never let anyone tell you that something is impossible. Ever, ever, ever. In America, the impossible is what we all do best. There is nothing you cannot do if you are willing to fight for it. You got to fight, fight, fight. Oh, I've heard that expression. Funny. That's not here. That's not here on the actually, most of what I've said tonight is not on the teleprompter. That's all right. Isn't it nice to have a president that doesn't need a teleprompter?
Yeah.
Can sort of have a little fun.
Yeah.
Because I feel that this is home. You know, it's been such a great state for me. I feel it's home. When they said Alabama,
sure.
I said that has a good ring to me. But it's something nice about somebody that doesn't need a teleprompter, isn't it? Huh? But for the past 4 years, you've lived in a state known for its fighters, its champions, and its warriors, and you've lived in the great state of Alabama, one of the greatest of them all, from Huntsville to Birmingham, from Montgomery to Mobile,
Yeah.
and from right here in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. That's my place, I know. Birmingham, and
To the
Mobile.
gleaming shores of the Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America. Yeah, it is a nice ring
loves
to
it. I
it.
wouldn't say Mexico's thrilled, but you can't have them all. They're not thrilled. You continue
Mexico's
the
not
legacy of
happy.
Alabama legends who blazed the trails, won the games, tilled the fields, forged the steel,
Oh, it is changing to the
built
Gulf
the
of Canada.
ships, and gave us the
Make
victories
nobody
that
happy
built
at all.
America and changed the world. The entire world was changed by our victories. This is the state that gave us the might of the Iron City, the power of the Saturn V rocket, and the roaring engines of Talladega. Talladega.
Talladega Nights,
We
too.
love Talladega. We love Talladega. This is the state that gave us
Oh, no,
nothing
that's
but
Florida.
victory, the state of some of the greatest heroes in history, like Willie Mays, Jesse Owens, Joe Louis, your coach, Nick Saban, Hank Williams, and many others. Some of you will leave here today and travel the world, but you will always know that this state, this is really sweet home Alabama, right? It's always going to
Sweet
be your
home
place.
Alabama.
I sort of feel that way myself, because from a political standpoint, it's just been, we connected from day one. From the first day I set my foot on this beautiful soil, I connected with Alabama. And here in Alabama, we believe that the men and women who built this country are heroes, and that America's destiny is to be the single greatest nation.
I mean, the four
on the
guys
face of
here
the
all
earth,
look
and
the same,
We're
dude.
bringing it back at a speed that nobody thought was possible.
The four guys
We
all
believe
look
in
the
freedom
same. They
and
could have
family,
been,
God
they
and
could have been like
country.
part of the
We
same like
cherish our
incest thing,
Constitution.
dude.
We revere our Bible, and we salute our great American flag. We honor our police, we respect our veterans, and we always stand for our one and only national anthem. We love our
They actually do look very
we
similar.
love our national anthem.
These four guys.
We believe in strong parents, strong values, strong communities,
There's no
and
way there's
very
brothers and
strong
they're just sitting all
borders.
together.
And we believe
I mean,
that
they
the
could be
United
brothers
States
or they're
military is the
family.
greatest force for peace
I
and
ain't buying
justice
it.
the world has ever known. We have a great military. We just had people that didn't know how to lead it. We believe the South is beautiful, Alabama is great, and America is our home. We believe in the SEC and the USA. Graduates of the Alabama class of 2025 standing here before you in this magnificent arena, it is clear to see the next chapter of the American story will not be written by the Harvard Crimson. It will be written by you, the Crimson Tide. Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. I thought that was rather clever. If you look at what's going on, they get their $5 billion a year. That is not going to be so forthcoming. Now, can you? Wasn't that a clever one, though? Huh? Who would think of that? Because this is Alabama, and at Alabama, you fight, and you win. That's what you know how to do. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations to this great class of champions. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you all very much.
Damn. What a speech, dude. Alright, guys, I'll stream tonight on, oh shit, we hit the milestone, dude. Spacious. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'll stream tonight on Kick and Twitch, but not on YouTube. Probably playing chess.